Good evening. We have a special report from NTV News tonight.
We have just learned that Art Ferguson of Kearney has won the Hall of Fame Award at the Nebraska Broadcasters Association banquet. You might know Ferguson as Charlie Tuna, a famous LA disc jockey. Moments ago, we spoke to his mom, who says she'll always remember him as Art.
Oh, when he was a child. He was a very shy child, and he inherited that from me. And when we lived in Kearney, we listened to KGFW every morning because Jack Lewis had the races for children getting ready for school, which was kind of unusual. And that's when Art became interested in radio. And so then, when he was 6 years old, Santa Claus brought him a used record player and some 78 RPM records. And from that time on, he spent many hours alone in his room pretending to be a disc jockey. And so I guess that was his dream and his goal in life, and he's never stopped working toward that goal. So I'm the proud mother of Charlie Tuna.
Art got his professional start in central Nebraska at KGFW. Current news director and former high school classmate Paul Weiss shares a few memories.
I remember Charlie Tuna, Art, as I know him, Art Ferguson. He and I were classmates in Kearney High's class of '62. He was our class president, and I remember him being the disc jockey, the DJ at the youth center. And that's, of course, what got him into radio here at KGFW, where he was the morning show host for years. Charlie and I are staying in contact every so often. One time, some years back, he was doing his morning show at 7 a.m. Pacific time. I was doing my morning show at 9 a.m. Central time. We were live on each other's radio stations. Another classmate of ours who was listening in California called her mother in Kearney at the Buffalo County Courthouse and said, "Turn on the radio. Paul and Art are having a conversation." So that's one of the memories I've got of Art Ferguson.
Art's had a long history in radio and television over the years. Here's just a sample of some of his greatest hits.
6:48 at KHJ. We mentioned earlier this morning, today is the first day of summer. They got started about 3:44 a.m. on us here with the new season, so we decided to find out in telephone poll, what is your favorite thing about summer? Telephone poll.
I would say it would have to be the beautiful California girls on the beach.
7-Eleven. Where is it at?
Oldies, KRLA.
I've never heard this. This one I don't know. I was living a quite sheltered life back in Nebraska when this came out.
All of us have gone through this at one time or another where it's all over for a time, but we all come back. It's just cycles. Listen to the words. Listen to the words on this.
But so are many others. Now 15, you've gone from Boss Jock. You're still playing rock and roll, though.
And the thing I appreciate right now, what's going on at KIIS, they're starting to take advantage, I think, of my tenure in the market, and they're talking and letting me do a lot of oldies that I like, and we're starting to count down. We have a new feature now every morning at 8:30, where we pick a year on that particular date in history and go back and count down the top 4 songs. Yeah. Like tomorrow morning, it's 1962, my senior year in high school.
62. What was the #1 song in 1962?
On this date.
On this date, the Battle of New Orleans.
Nope. Hey Baby, Bruce Chanel.
Hey Baby.
Mornings on Oldies 93, KCBS FM. Enjoying these great Ed Sullivan shows. We've got a lot more great memories to come, including more from one of the great groups of the mid-'60s, the Lovin' Spoonful. And even though they existed for barely 2 years, they turned out as many rock hits in that time as most successful groups do in 2 or 3 times that lifespan. They were a curious blend of rock and folk and blues. We play them every day on KCBS FM. More of the Ed Sullivan Show.
And a man whose face you've not seen at all tonight, Charlie Tuna.
We've got some pledges here, Mary, that we should acknowledge, because I just got a challenge here for all the painters to respond from Norman King of Fallbrook. Pledged $10 and said, all you painters, that's a challenge out there for you. You've got some.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Mr. Charlie Tuna.
While Charlie Tuna made a splash on television, he's always been most at home in front of a mic.
Oldies 93, KCBS FM. With Charlie Tuna.
8:02, what a sports weekend. World Series starting, college football.
You know, you're talking about something really special. Lauren Berger football, college football. Now Kelly on a given Saturday summer to roll around that backside and get hit and cracked and fumble. I tell you, oh no.
And in studio this morning, Elizabeth Montgomery.
Who was a Laker girl.
You were a Laker girl?
No, I wasn't. I still am a Laker girl.
You look terrific. You could be a Laker girl right now.
Thanks.
Now, before we start,
Yeah.
you have to wrinkle your nose here.
Nobody'd ever see it anyway.
Time for the weekly awards. 3 Springfield, Oregon teens tried to carjack a man, but failed miserably when they realized they could not start his car. The teens kicked the man out of his car and tried to drive away, but got busted when none of them knew how to drive a stick shift. Police arrested them, charging them each with 3 counts of robbery and 3 counts of kidnapping.
1 count of stupidity.
Working in radio since the early 60s, it's only natural that Art Ferguson's grown up and evolved with his changing industry. And that's evident by his latest venture into big band music. CBS Channel 2 in LA shows us how Art's embraced his newest format.
Special assignment tonight. The radio wars just took a step back, a big step back. As Drew Griffin shows us, a couple of them are now swinging for listeners.
KROQ presents 6:51 this morning. 570 KLAC with Standard Swing and Big Band 2.
It's not even 7 o'clock yet, but LA's newest war on the radio dial is in full swing.
Till I come marching home.
Call it retro radio.
Nobody's happier about that than me.
Some suggest people are just sick of the tired talk shows, shock jocks, rap, and grunge, and are now looking for something new.
Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head?
What they're finding is very old.
We have the feeling of Renaissance radio. At the same time, it's the same feeling that anyone had when they first heard Harry James do Cheery Berry Bin. Or if you heard Andy Williams sing The Days of Wine and Roses for the first time.
All right, you may not have had that feeling yet, but don't laugh. A lot of people have.
570.
And of course here at 1260.
On 2 different stations in Los Angeles, music once left for dead is not only alive, it is swinging.
People are searching for something new out there. There's been a change in all the morning shows here in Los Angeles.
At KLAC, where the new catchphrase is
Standard Swing and Big Band 2. That's Matt Monroe.
big-time radio personality is pushing the tunes.
808, it's Charlie Tuna, sunny day outside.
Legendary rocker Charlie Tuna and a staff of 5 are taking the swinging sounds to a whole new audience. At least that's the hope. In December, KLAC got rid of politically minded national shock jock Don Imus and put a live voice back on the morning show. We noticed the change right away.
Charlie Tuna.
We also noticed across town another station is swinging. KGIL, though smaller in power, plays the same hits, the same big bands, and the same swinging sound.
San Francisco.
2 stations swinging for listeners in what we call the nicest radio war in LA.
Thank you.
So congratulations to Charlie Tuna, or Art Ferguson, however you know him best.
The 1999 Nebraska Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame Award winner.